it's still going on, the match between MTW and SK for third place in the Counter-Strike 1.6 tournament. They're actually in their second overtime, where MTW is in the lead 5-3, which means SK really need these next 2 rounds. Otherwise, MTW are going to take home the third place prize. If you've missed the action earlier here today, we had the Quake Live finals, the StarCraft 2 finals, and of course, what you're watching right now, the Counter-Strike 1.6 finals. In Quake Live, Rafa took the Oh, if you hear that commotion, I'm going to guess that means that MTW are the winners. So to be very up to date, it's MTW in third place in Counter-Strike 1.6. A big congratulations to them. You will see them on the main stage later on when the winner of the 1.6 finals has been decided. And just to go back to what I was saying, in Quake Live, we had Rafa taking the Intel Extreme Masters Championship for the second time in a row. In Quake Live, beating out Cooler once again, where the Russian fell short of winning the championship title. In StarCraft, we actually saw a really intense matchup between Ace and Moon, 2 very, very good Korean players, where Ace actually went through the entire tournament without losing a single map until he played with Moon in the finals. So that's basically what's happened here. MTW taking the third place in Counter-Strike 1.6, and we're ready to go back into the final match, so over to the commentators.
So welcome back then to the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships, and we are of course halfway through, maybe, the Counter-Strike 1.6 Grand Final between Navi and Frag eXecutors. Lurpis, we've just seen train 16-12 it ended. Where were the key moments there for you?
First of all, both teams winning their CT pistol rounds. That's something we mentioned earlier. The match could have gone totally differently had they won their terrorist ones at first. Also, there weren't that many individual performances, anything round changing. It was basically just 2 great teams playing each other, but they were both better on their CT side, so they basically did what we expected them to do. Yeah.
And what about map number 2, obviously moving on to Dust 2? Excuse me. What's your opinion on this one as the players just come back?
Well, based on them both having played Dust 2 earlier on in the tournament, I feel like in those matches, Navi looked slightly better, as they played both Red Code and Fnatic in the first group stage. FX looked a little, I don't know, maybe unsure what they want to do against SK in the semi-final. And then they had another Dust 2 match earlier on as well. I'm not sure who it was against anymore, but they also had trouble, MTW, and they also had trouble finishing the game there, but Neo came up huge for them and really just saved them in that map.
And that looks like Zero Gravity really wants to start playing again. Just taking over there. Obviously a key member of this Navi team. And as we get the players returning back from their half-time break, or maybe third-time break, depending on obviously how Dust 2 goes, we should be ready to kick things off. But you know, Dust 2, a map which is classically T-sided, but we have seen some impressive CT halves actually throughout this tournament.
Yeah, FX actually started as terrorist against both SK and MTW in their earlier matches on Dust 2, and both times they actually only managed to score 9 rounds.
Yeah. Which is maybe going to be a problem here against a team like Navi.
We'll see. Navi was very strong against Red Code. I'm not exactly sure on the half scores, but I know they had a very good T side. And also against Fnatic, where they jumped out to a huge 12-3 halftime lead as terrorists.
And I saw from FX that amazing round from Neo when the rest of his team had Deagles, so he just killed everyone. And FX will be looking for a bit more of that. And you can see from their faces, not exactly happy right now. Pasha's just like staring.
These guys have been in this situation many times before though, so it's nothing new for them.
And for Navi, it'll fill them full of confidence having this one map lead. And as you mentioned, that can also be a bad thing.
It can, especially whenever you win the first map, if you do lose the second, then the other team always has the momentum going on to the third. But we'll see. We'll see first what happens with the knife round and who gets to start on the terrorist side.
Well, Navi seem to be just about ready to go. Senya taking off his jacket, getting prepared. I'm still missing one actually from Frag eXecutors. That's Taz in the spectator. Of course, in the second half on train, really struggled and in fact didn't even get himself on the scoreboard. Not a single frag from 13 rounds. But once he joins in, of course, we will get the knife underway. So we can find out who will be starting on which side. So here we go then, it's map number 2, Dust 2, between Frag eXecutors and Navi in the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship. So here we go. Possibly the most exciting knife round we're ever going to see. Maybe. And both teams very reluctant to make the first move.
I've actually seen this happen in almost every playoff game in knife rounds. In group stages, people tend to just rush in, but once there's actually a lot at stake, not so much.
And this is awesome. And still no one's made a move. But once someone does, they will go in. Here we go then. The action will finally kick off. Kuban and Lord plus Pasha doing a great job so far. And it leaves just Starix, who's trying desperately to get away. And the 4 remaining players from FX will just run in there and get the frags.
And FX, not surprisingly, staying on the terrorist side.
Yeah. And of course, we did see FX start on the strong side in the last map, but it was the weak side that they really had problems with, picking up just 1 round as terrorists on train.
And once again, pistol rounds could potentially play a huge part in how this map turns out, as it is potentially very, very T-sided. On the other hand, whenever the teams do end up winning their pistol rounds on CT sides, the map often kind of turns around. And we see huge CT side scores.
Well, FX in the huddle. He seems ready to go. Taz will be hoping for a much better start to his game. Here on map number 2. He'll probably be annoyed at himself for the way that he played in that second half, where of course they went down 12-1. And Taz was 0-13.
Navi taking a little longer than FX to talk through everything once again. Zeus in control over there.
And it's all or nothing now for FX.
That's what it is.
You have to pick up this game to push us through into a 3rd map. Otherwise, Navi, of course, will be the champions for a 2nd season in a row. It never happened to us before in the Intel Extreme Masters until today with Rafa in Quake Live.
And it is going to happen no matter what in CS as well. We'll just see if we can get a back-to-back champion or just a 2-time champ.
Navi's still discussing some heavy anti-stratting on the way from Navi, most probably.
That is very possible.
Here we go.
And it looks like they're ready for their huddle, so we should be getting underway very soon.
Парни, одна просьба, блядь, сейчас включаемся с пистолетов, нахуй. Не даем им навязать игру, они хуёво за атаку
His singing voice there. Very good. Maybe next time they come on stage, he should sing the intro. So, all 10 players sat down. Let's kick it off. It is Dust 2, map number 2. Frag eXecutors have to win this map, otherwise Navi will be champions. So the restarts have happened. We are live. And an important round for Frag eXecutors. They have to get off to a good start here. Otherwise, they're just going to be feeling quite terrible, I have to feel.
And Edward once again has pushed into the lower B. Now with an aggressive pistol round, Zeus also peek in the middle doors with Markelov boosted on the tall box on Catwalk, and Xenia kind of spotting lower B for Edward. Sole B player right now for Navi is Starix, and Frag eXecutors seem to be looking to go either long or cat. Pasha has jumped into the big pit, forcing Zeus to rotate out.
Edward's going to have a man in front of him there. He does take Taz before Kuban coming at the back. There's the stack on Catwalk, which Xenia will make the best of with a frag onto Neo. Looking good for Navi. They are 4-3 at the moment.
Pasha is ready to peek that corner at long as soon as his teammates go up cat.
And here is Markelov. Will get the frag onto Kuban. Almost taken down himself. Pasha comes in. Lord might cause an upset.
And he can't afford to die here no matter what.
Oh, and he goes in there. Will get the frag onto both Xenia and Markelov. And it's now all on Starix to win the round for Navi. A nice turnaround from Lord.
That was an amazing play by Lord. Right now, Pasha's gonna, I think he already heard Starix coming up cat, and they're in very good positions to win this round. It's gonna be very hard for Starix.
Well, let's see. Starix starts to work his way into the site. Interestingly enough, didn't even check Goose. Will take the head off Lord, and he goes jumping in. Amazing round from Starix. And we thought Lord's play was great, but I tell you what, that's a high five moment for Starix. Doesn't have a kit, but he will get the defuse, and Navi pick up pistol. Great, great play from Starix. Amazing.
And we've finally seen our first big individual performance that is surely going to find its way into the highlight reels from this tournament.
Yeah, definitely will.
And FX will be looking to bring it back right now here. They've bought a couple AKs, couple of Deagles. And I wonder if Navi are saving for AWPs or expecting that early buy from Frag eXecutors.
I think you generally would expect it, considering the amount of kills plus the bomb down.
Yep, and Markelov has bought an M4, so all of Navi have either a FAMAS or a Colt.
It looks like FX way towards that B side.
They're actually going to walk out of the middle doors and be spotted by Edward in a couple seconds here, and we'll see, actually by Zeus, never mind, Edward had fallen back, and we'll see if Neo will be able to take Zeus out. And there go the flashes.
Here is Edward though with his FAMAS, and he's done so much damage. Starix and Lord will exchange the kills, but a double from Pasha will give a nice advantage over to Frag eXecutors. It's 3 versus 4. Bomb planted inside B. Can Navi get back in?
Xenia definitely needs to pick up at least 1 kill quickly, flanking the tunnels. Otherwise, it's going to be very hard for Navi to retake this side.
And Pasha will take out Zeus. Xenia got a lot of pressure on him. He's the only full HP player.
And Navi will be saving their guns.
Yeah. And that second round by catching Navi out. Here is Xenia, and he sprays towards Kuban. Didn't pick up the kill. And round number 2 will, of course, be going over to the poles. Markelov just trying to hold on to this weapon. They are looking for him, but no one going to be close enough to long A to do any damage. And it's a nice bounce back straight away from FX. Let's see if they can continue a good run. Of course, there was that one weapon. It was actually handed over to Starix. And not that it really was that effective. Zeus is trying desperately to get onto that M4, and he does get it in the end, but they will be grenaded down by Lord. Here comes Lord pushing through. Edward will take his head off. And it's nice play by Edward, but Sania's down. And now Edward will have pretty much an impossible task. And I think he's going to get squeezed from both sides in this CT spawn.
I think it's going to be impossible for sure.
And there
Gets
we go.
taken out by Kuban. And that is going to make it 2-1 for FX.
Navi will now be on an eco. There is a Deagle being bought by Zeus though.
Edward has also purchased a smoke, so now we will probably try overstacking either side this round.
Interesting. Smoke in middle to cover doors. Lord has already pushed up into that lower tunnel area. And his teammates are there for a little while. That grenade comes into the middle double doors. Taz taking a little bit of damage, but they're going to split the map in half by taking that mid, and they're going to go off over into B, which has a grand total of 0 players in it from Navi. This should be just fairly easy shooting for FX as Navi emerge from the smoke in that counter-terrorist spawn. Starix taking damage. Markov did take a little bit. There goes Starix. And the rest surely will follow. Actually, Sania's going to go for a cheeky frag. Doesn't get it. Markelov did get one onto Neo. But that was the only man lost for FX. And of course, they are now 3-1 in the lead.
And it's going to be the first gun round that we're going to see on Dust 2. Markelov has an AWP, not unsurprisingly. And so does Pasha, and we'll see what Frag eXecutors decides to do on this first buy round.
And is it a fast B? No, it's not. Well, they've got control of those B tunnels. I'm really big fans, FX, of pushing these men towards middle via those tunnels. Some grenades going up onto catwalk, bit of spam through the double doors in middle. Pasha AWPing as well, hoping to catch a man unaware, moving from that B site into the tunnel area. I'm not sure that Navi are going to go aggressive at any point. Oh, there's a nice little boost inside CT spawn for Edward.
It looks like Frag eXecutors will be running the same strat they did last round, splitting mid and B. And Edward was boosted in CT spawn, and we'll see if he'll be able to pick up a kill here. Takes out Lord.
And he takes out Neo as well. Brilliant from Edward. But now they need more. Zeus will spray down Taz. Only 2 left alive, one of which is Kuban, the other one Pasha here with an AWP as Kuban will go out. Bomb, of course, is dropped in that middle area, so Pasha got a ton of work ahead of him. We'll probably end up just trying to keep a hold of this AWP with 20 seconds left on the clock.
And that is exactly what it will do. And he will also be able to. Navi is not interested in chasing him. Now with how little money they have themselves, it's more important to hold on to their weapons.
Pasha will take that through. As you mentioned, Navi not moving anywhere near. And it will be Navi to regain the lead. Sorry, I tell a lie. 3-2. I was looking at the scoreboard in the bottom left, which isn't yet updated. Well, the score is 3-2 to Frag eXecutors. And already a better game that Taz is having. He's 2 for 2 at the minute. Pasha 7 for 1. Kuban 8 for 2. Over for Navi, it's Starix, who's 6 for 3. At the top of the scoreboard. We're not going to get Markelov just in a bit of a tower in that middle area to catch any terrorists moving in towards short. So far, nobody there though. A very slow start from FX.
And we saw this earlier against both MTW and SK from FX. They just like to take their time, not really risk too much, and just play it safe.
Flash up into catwalk from Markelov, but nobody there. We'll get the first man maybe peeking. Neo already at boxes on catwalk. And he is going to flash over, so we could be seeing a strategy execution by FX. Neo does start to work around. Nades and flashes down towards the back. There is Markelov onto Taz for the first kill. Will be dropped straight away though by Neo. Bomb will be planted as well inside of A.
And Pasha gets taken out at long. He's being a little too aggressive, a little too early. And we'll see if Navi will be able to retake this side. It's a 4 versus 2 right now after Starix kills Lord. Neo with 2 kills of his own though, evens it up 2-2. Neo with a triple, and Kuben finishes the round. And it's gonna be 4-2 for Frag eXecutors.
We've said it time and time again. Neo, if he steps it up for FX, they're going to be very hard to beat. And that's a prime example. Doubled his frag count for the half so far. And FX 4-2 up. But from Navi's point of view, they're probably, you know, not too sad about this situation. And I think if they just keep close on the CT side, they'll be happy.
Yeah, it's too early to get sad about it. They can still easily get even 6-7 rounds if things just start clicking after the save round. So no need to worry just yet. And also I'd like to point out that it was of course Fnatic and not MTW that Frag eXecutors played earlier in the quarterfinals. A little mistake over there.
Who won the 3rd place game, by the way? I didn't hear that.
MTW.
Ah. So SK finishing 4th. Nice from Starix. Pick off Lord. Just making
Starix
that bit more expensive.
Won't die right now. He's being shot by three angry Poles, but he's just holding on to dear life.
And he goes into middle. Neo will finish off the round. And that will be another round for FX. It's 5-2. Kuben is 9 for 2, Neo 9 for 3. Having a real great game so far, those two.
And Zeus, who actually topped the scoreboard for Navi on the train CT side, is right now all the way at the bottom with 1 frag and 7 deaths.
And FX push through tunnel. This time Edward is there and he will get 2. And he's not even dropped. Kuben is so low as well. And can he survive? No, he won't. Edward comes in. What a great round from Navi. Little bit of aggression, and FX just didn't know how to handle it. Neo's still alive though, so let's not count them out just yet.
Yeah, and that was a perfect timing for Navi to call that push as well, as Xenia finishes the round by killing Neo. As in almost every single round up until that point, we've seen Frag eXecutors sending 4 people towards the terrorist middle. And that specific round, they just all ended up going through tunnels where Navi had 2 people waiting.
Yeah. Navi keeping up with Frag eXecutors, and that's the big point about this CT side, not to get left in
not
the
at least
dust.
too far behind.
And Edward is going through those middle doors once again.
And
Zeus
Zeus,
maybe about having a peek.
with a very aggressive move, completely surprises Neo, and he's still able to fall back, even though he was shot down to 14 health. And looks like Frag eXecutors is heading towards the long area where we have Xenia and I believe Markelov ready to help him, just waiting for them.
And he turned away from a flash, which was actually a smoke. And there is his first kill onto Lord. Surely FX will push more. No, they're scared. They're going to push back. And he's successfully defended. So he starts to push in. Taz will spot Edward through the smoke as he continues to move around. There is another man there. Double for Taz. Great play. And it's a 3-on-3, but the health is stacked against Navi.
And we'll see if Starix and Zeus decide to even try to go for it due to Zeus' low health. But they still do have to cross that long hallway, which could be trouble without smokes. There's the first smoke. We'll see if Starix will be able to spam them through at all. And he won't, as Kuben just jumped across the top A to get the bomb down. And Taz, with his 3rd kill of the round, takes out Zeus, who was low to begin with, then finishes off Starix. That is going to bring the score to 6-3 in favor of Frag eXecutors.
And another nice round from Taz. He's definitely having a better time here on the terrorist side of Dust 2 compared to his T side of Train. But FX will be looking to seal a nice big lead from this terrorist team. And it will be an eco round for Navi, so this should be one that goes in their favor.
Yeah, and we were talking about Navi at least staying close to Frag eXecutors when it comes to rounds. But when they do it by winning one and then losing one, that is terrible for their money situation, as it's going to cost them to save over and over again.
Flashes in middle from FX. They're really wary of any aggression now from Navi. Obviously that round where they got caught out completely by Edward, and also the peak from Zeus. Taz taking a load of damage and actually will go down, as will Neo.
But Frag eXecutors has already taken over the A-bomb side by going through long. And this is going to be a very hard, if not impossible, round for Navi as Markelov goes down to a nade. And it looks like Navi will simply save those 2 AKs.
Yeah, it makes total sense. And we have Kuban, Lord and Pasha all with full health still. Bomb ticking away far too quickly for them to get anywhere near. And Edward wants an AK too. Feels a little bit left out, no doubt. And Sterling waits there for someone to go leaping over from catwalk. But nobody making that move just yet. There was the one man. And Edward will survive. At least not giving FX any money for the kill. And they've dropped those AKs.
And it will be a buy round for Navi. And we'll see if they're going to keep playing their slow passive setup, which kind of seems like FX is countering very well, or if they're going to keep doing aggressive pushes like they did that one round with Edward pushing towards lower B and Starix going through the B tunnels.
There's Lord for the first frag of the round. Good stuff. Nice and aggressive. Didn't lose any health. Perfect from Lord. And it seems they will actually push it.
And Frag eXecutors once again just taking their time, making sure Navi is not going to push anywhere when they're down in numbers. And Navi playing with 2 members in the A-bomb side right now, Edward and Zeus playing the side together. And it looks like Frag eXecutors is getting ready to execute from long with 4 of their players there. And Edward is going to have to make something happen here for Navi to win this round.
Edward will have to pull off something spectacular for this round to be going over to Navi, and he unfortunately won't be able to find more than one. There's Markelov to pick off Pasha. 2v1. Definitely doable for a player like Markelov.
It looks like, unless Taz waits too long, he'll be able to kill him in the back here, and we'll see if that happens. Taz is very worried of peeking too early and possibly dying as a result. Just going to hold behind that door.
And he will peek and will go down to Markelov. Neo is going to drop in there, and Markelov wasn't ready for that one.
And he was also able to pick up the AWP. So, smart play by Neo.
And FX now guaranteed the lead. And still, there are 4 rounds to go.
And it's going to be another very, very broken save round in the Navi camp. Edward with the Deagle, Starix with 1 as well. The rest of the team stuck with their USPs.
And of course, Pasha open down middle, so he knows if none have crossed, the likelihood that there'll be a stack is pretty high. First kill, of course, came over to FX. Starix was dropped.
And 2 Navi players are about to push the long doors right now that Lord is holding. We'll see if he'll be able to kill either one of them. Nope. Just falling back. Zeus goes down to Taz in the B tunnels. And FX is taking their time, not really taking any risks, playing it very smart right now. Yeah. Edward's still in the B side, however, with the Deagle, and he takes out Taz and is going to go for more, but Kuban with a nice nade, finish him off. Xenia also goes down, and it's all down in Markelov, who is flanking the tunnels, and he's going to be taken down by Lord. as FX extends their lead to 9-3.
It's a very solid T side so far for Frag eXecutors. For them to go in 12-3 would be a very hard one to crack for Navi, I'd say.
Definitely. We'll see, once again, if they keep playing their passive setup or if they're actually going to do something different.
Well, in the very least, Markelov has changed position this round. Again, Taz has gone through those lower B tunnels. The rest of the team just spread out. And looking maybe for an early pick before they decide exactly which bomb site they're going to hit.
Zeus right now playing cat all by himself with the rest of Navi's A bomb site players at long. It'll be interesting to see if he decides to stick there or if he's actually going to fall back, which he does now. He's going to go reunite with his teammates.
1 minute still to go in this round. Taz, the only one to have sufficient health loss. And we will get a slight peek there from Kuban, who was just checking if there was anyone in immediate range. We are once again going to see them open up this middle area by the looks of things. Edward will be defending inside of P. He's gone down. Starix and Sania do get frags though. Starix will finally be dropped. And it's 3-on-3. Health advantage over with Navi. And the man advantage now as Pasha goes down. Sania, I thought he spotted Neo, to be honest, but it leaves just Kuban now. 2 versus 1. Dangerous to peek when Markelov was there. I'm not sure exactly why Kuban really went into that like he did, to be honest.
Yeah.
Probably just wanted that first man dead so that he could at least try and plant.
Probably hoping for Markelov to be moving closer without his scope on, but obviously did not pay off.
Score, of course, now is 9-4. 2 rounds to go. 9-6, Navi would be happy with. 11-4, they probably wouldn't be so happy.
And Markelov opens up the round by killing Lord at long, and Taz and I believe it is Neo are actually going up cat very quickly. But Zeus takes out Neo.
Oh,
and also Taz. And it's looking very good for Navi right now.
Yeah, 5-on-2. Make that 5-on-1 as Zeus finishes off the kill.
That's a triple for Zeus. And Xenia looks to be flanking long right now, but Kuban escapes into the staircase. Nope.
Kuban is pushed by Edwards. Perfect for Navi. They really needed that over the final couple of rounds.
Might be FX's third 9-6 first half on this round.
Final round. The first half here on map number 2.
And FX really doesn't have all that much money. We see Kuban has a Galil, I believe Neo with the FAMAS, I mean Deagle, Lord with the Deagle as well, Taz with the Galil, and Pasha has an AWP. So Frag eXecutors is definitely relying on Pasha to make something happen this round, but he's already naded down to 18 health. And we'll see if he actually decides to drop that AWP for someone with more health.
We saw in map number 1 what Neo can do with the up. Pasha, of course, our main AWP player in the lineup for FX. Pretty busy here around that mid area. Oh, lots of nades coming. Let's get to that man who is boosted up. Who was it? It's Edward. Interesting to see whether they actually push it. Edward will drop down there right in front of Kuban.
And Xenia is actually in a very quick flank going up cat right now. And he'll be able to kill at least one.
Can he get the other one? No. Lord will drop him, but he's only got a Deagle. Needs to find an AK from one of his dead teammates. He will peek out. Zeus will get the frag. And Diffuse will come around for Navi. And that will end the half at 9-6. It looked like it could have been so much better for FX.
Yeah. Navi finally caught up to what FX was doing towards the end and started handling that properly. And I really have to say, Navi looks very good right now. to defend their championship in the second half of Dust 2.
Certainly do. Just 10 rounds away from victory. But let's not count FX out just now. Because they are a team of the caliber to come back from a match like this. So much experience in that FX lineup.
And you have to remember that comeback against SK after a 9-6 half. I believe they actually won the pistol round as CTs, but still went down a lot, all the way down to 11-14, and then somehow managed to win 5 CT rounds in a row.
But Navi can probably smell the victory by now. Especially since they are, of course, 1-0 up in terms of the best of 3. Zeus trying to keep the players focused. Navi, the team of 2010. Got a lot of criticism at the Intel Extreme Masters European Championship because they didn't win.
Yeah, I mean, people have set such a ridiculous standard for Navi that for them to not win a single event, they already get criticized as if their era was over or something. And I also think the year ending has something to do with that. For some reason, people seem to always assume that dominating Counter-Strike teams work by the calendar year, which obviously makes no sense.
Yeah. 1st of January, we stop being dominant and it's somebody else's turn. Not quite how it works. Navi read it and sat down. And I think that FX are also sat down. Yep, Navi just switching teams, so we should get the restarts in any moment now. And we'll see if FX can pick up a map victory in this best of 3. It'd be a shame if we don't see all 3 maps, actually.
Yeah, it would. And this opening pistol round will be very important for FX now.
Lord seems to be slightly AFK for now, but he is sat down. So here we go then, restarts coming in. It's the second half. Frag eXecutors leading 9-6 over Navi. Game then, and this is a super important pistol round for both sides. A win for Navi will probably see us all tied up at 9-9.
And Navi starting off very quickly with 4 of their members rushing up the cat, and we see Neo there. Gets taken down by Senia really quickly with a jumping Glock shot, but there's still more of FX waiting, and we'll see if Navi actually goes for the entry or if they're gonna fall back. We see a little firefight going on there with Zeus taking out Pasha. Senia gets naded down by Kuben. And Edward with a kill on the Kuben as well. And it's really looking good for Navi right now as they clear the A side with still 4 people remaining.
Taz has got to be the hero for Frag eXecutors. And he's moving with some purpose. Zeus and Markelov fairly low, but you can bet that both of these, all 4 players will probably be bunched up to make it harder for Taz. And they're all in a similar area, but Taz has got so many people to shoot out, he doesn't know quite which one to aim for. Did take the head off Zeus, but we now have an awesome game on our hands. It's 9-7, FX still leading, but probably not for long, Lopez.
No, it really looks like Navi is going to be on their way to tying it up in a couple rounds here. Actually, it'd be interesting to see if FX might go for the 3rd round bye. We don't see that often on Dust 2, but right now FX desperately needs rounds, and they're probably going to have to do something out of the ordinary to bring this back.
And there's a boost up in middle. Starix on top of the boxes to defend in case a push comes down catwalk.
And we see Navi doing the exact same thing Frag eXecutors was doing the first half, which is just take their time, don't go anywhere alone, and just make sure not to lose any weapons on the save round by FX.
AK spammed out.
It looks like Edward will be making his way out of the middle doors. And Navi looks to be splitting the B bomb side, much like FX on their second anti-eco, on their terrorist side. They're actually walking all the way in. And I believe there's a player on the B side, which is Cuban, and he's going to be caught off guard in just a second here by Zeus. Kills him in the back, coming through the window. And FX will be setting off for some exit kills, or hoping for some anyways.
And there is the bomb plant. Still 4 remain for FX, but all of them only with USPs. And they probably won't be able to offer much up in the final moments of this round. And they're going to try and stay alive. They could do without giving the extra money over to Navi with those kills. Let's see if Neo can find anything. He's got at least 2 guys headed his way. There's the first kill. Nicely done from Neo to Markelov. And there's 2 guys down in front of him. Neo goes for more. And, well, they will all be picked off pretty much in the end. And that will bring us back to 9-8. Frag Ex won't be able to buy again.
Yeah, it will be a second save round for the Polish guys. And that should bring the score all the way tied at 9. And with Navi so strong on the terrorist side of Dust 2, it's starting to look very good for them. And I'm just a little bit starting to doubt FX's chances in this game.
2 players stacked on Banana for FX. Dangerous position. Considering I think every round we've seen a grenade being thrown there by Navi.
And if there was ever a time for FX to have huge individual performances, I think this would be the time. I think they really need their super guy Neo to step up and do some work. But that of course won't happen at least until the next round. And Navi will be walking into the B side where Kuben has been once again left all alone and gets spotted, and this is this is going to be quick work.
Grenades coming in, his box is being spammed. There's actually a changed position there, but it won't be a problem for Zeus. And Markelov will kill 2 with 1 bullet, as we do, and finished off by Senya and Zeus. It was another easy round for Navi, but we'll now see Frag eXecutors with money once again. Let's see how strong they are today on this CT side.
Also have to see how many AWPs Frag eXecutors decides to bring up. We see Pasha with 1 at least, and we'll see if Neo has 1 as well, or if he's still relying on his M4. And he has 1. So FX going for the risky, but possibly high reward, double AWP strategy.
And they're staying defensive. It's not really a surprise considering the scoreline and the importance, of course, of this game. Now you really like to boost someone onto that box to keep things scouted out. Starix will make his way along. I think he might even spot someone here. No. It's all quiet.
And FX has
catwalk.
And amidst all this silence, FX has actually rotated 4 players towards the A side. Kuben is actually heading back towards the middle, but he'll be able to rotate towards A very quickly. And that's going to leave Pasha, Neo, and Kuben all defending catwalk, where Navi's about to execute. Lord is also playing long by himself, and it looks like there's a player there who might be heading out. But no, Navi groups up in Cat, and Kuben has actually gone all the way back to B. So it's all up to Neo and Pasha, who open up the round with a kill on Zeus.
Probably a nice challenge for Markelov. AWP versus AWP. Neo going down low. They are going to push Neo's position, and Pasha will get banged by Edward, who got 2. Lord's picked off Markelov, and I think Lord's coming in from behind. There's Kuben with a double, and they're surely going to finish this one off, but Senya doubles at the end. How did that even happen? I have no idea how Senya managed to pull that one off.
And remember, in the semi-final, we're talking about how Senya usually, apart from being great player on playing alley on train, he usually comes through in these clutches in big matches, and he's once again done that.
Absolutely crazy moment there from Senya. I really have no idea what happened. as we have an eco round for Frag eXecutors. So we're going to see at least a 2-round lead by the looks of things for Navi. And currently stacked inside of B are Frag eXecutors on this eco. Shouldn't matter too much to Navi because it looks like they're actually weighing over for an A push. Possibly. There is still one man in those B tunnels. Let's get back to that B tunnel man. See if he's going to push through. And it's Senya, of course, who was the hero of the last round for Navi.
Navi, who have taken over the A-bomb site and are currently planning the bomb. It should be another easy round for them. Senya takes out Pasha in the tunnels, Edward on the Cuban, and it's down to a 5 versus 2 right now.
Yeah, an easy round once again for Navi. Last man alive was Neo. He's easily dispatched. And that is 11-9 to Navi. They need just 5 more rounds to become the Season 5 champions here at the Intel Extreme Masters.
And FX have a giant task at their hands to get 7 gun rounds before Navi can score 10.
Markelov spotted a man making the jump, went for the shot, but it just didn't quite connect for him. Tries a second, but at least Markelov now knows and can communicate to his team that there are 2 men defending B, or at least 2 men that have crossed over to B.
And Neo and Lord are playing catwalk together this round. And that is usually where Navi likes to go the most. And they're actually boosting Starix on that wall by Terry's middle area again. And he'll probably be able to spot at least one of FX's catwalk players. And we'll see. And he does spot Neo, who gets shot down to 34 health. Lord still hiding behind that smoke, though, on top of that box. Starix has yet to see him.
And he will actually come down from the boost. This could be very dangerous for Navi. Neo will drop Zeus. They still haven't spotted Lord. There they go. Starix will dispatch of him. Neo picked off by Markelov. This will free up catwalk for Navi to make a push. Senya onto Kuban as well. Only Taz and Pasha left alive. And Pasha has to do something magical now. As he zooms in from long. Up towards that catwalk area. Blind. And he's not sure what the next plan is.
And the bomb is going to go down, and this should be another round for Navi. I highly doubt FX is even going to go for it. Taz is going to run into Senya in tunnels. Takes him out. And Navi's going to start chasing right now. And Markelov takes out Frag eXecutors' lonely Opera.
Just great from Markelov again. Let's see if Taz can keep this M4. It would be a valuable weapon to take through for FX. Might make their life next round a little bit more easy. As that bomb will explode. And the scoreline increases. 12-9 to Navi. Just looking down the scoreboard, Markelov 11 for 2, Edward 7 for 1, Senya 7 for 2, Zeus 6 for 3, and Starix 3 for 1. Great scores across the board for the Ukrainians. And they need just 4 now.
And it looks like they're going to be making their way up the catwalk pretty fast this round. They know FX doesn't have that much money this round, so catwalk seems to be an easy spot to hit. And they're not really wasting too much time. There's only 25 seconds have passed, and they're already about to hit A. And the only person defending that right now seems to be Pasha.
Well, Pasha can be fearsome, but right now only got himself a FAMAS is easily dealt with. Oh, bad grenade from Senya. But you've got the job done. They're in on the A side. But with 4 men remaining, will FX go for the retake? I'm not sure that they're going to. Actually, they probably will. Neo's starting to move up long. And he spots his first man on Goose. That was Senya who out-aims him. Good shot from Taz, but it's not enough. And Edward will finish the round with 2 frags onto Kuban and to Taz. It's 13-9 Navi.
That was actually a 4-kill round from Edward with 3 headshots towards the end. That specific round we saw eXecutors going for that retake, and it was a very hard retake for them to ever win. 4 versus 5, where Navi has more weapons, more nades, everything. But when you're down this much on the harder side, you really can't afford to keep saving. And Pasha opens up the round this time, taking Markelov out in the middle. It actually looks like the rest of Frag eXecutors is saving, so they're basically relying on Pasha to make things happen this round.
Well, we've seen it before with Neo and an AWP in a game on Dust 2 earlier on.
And he does hit Edward through the door. He's down to 59 health points right now.
Nice work. Starix got the AWP. Markelov, of course, already dead in this round. As Taz starts to work his way back, and this would be a terrible shame for Navi if FX were able to pick it up, because it literally only is Pasha who's got the firepower to keep them out of this round. Taz will be dropped by Edward, and it seems Navi are expecting that B site to now be empty. And I think they're right. I'm not sure that anyone's anywhere near it, to be honest, for FX. No, nobody is there. And they're going to go for this retake. Senya, grenade over the top. Oops. Switched away there just as Neo actually picked off Senya. 2 versus 3. Low HP, though, over with FX. And finally, the bomb was planted.
Ruben is flanking tunnels right now, and he's going to be the key to this round, but Starix takes him out.
Yeah, nice anticipation there by Starix. We've now got Pasha trying to work his way in. Nicely done from Starix. He's got one more to find. Low HP on Neo, and Starix will spray through the box for the frag. That puts Navi up to 14-9, and we're going to have a timeout for Frag eXecutors. 8-0 behind. Again, the harder team just isn't working out for FX.
And they need to win every single round from here on out to win this game, or they can afford to drop one more if they're just going for the overtime.
Confidence probably running extremely high with Navi now. They've got a good 5-round buffer over FX. And Lefis, when your team's this far behind and it's looking like it could be the end of the road, how do you manage to motivate your teammates?
Basically, the first thing you have to do is you just have to forget what is going on. And every single comeback when your team is losing, you basically have to think of it as 0-0. And you don't think of the entire score, because when you look at the score in your Frag eXecutors and you're down 0-8 and you know you have to win 7 rounds in a row, that's just going to seem like it's impossible to do. But once you just start playing and you win the first round, and then your only thought in your head is to win the next one, and you just keep doing that and keep doing that, and you think about nothing else but the current round. And you quickly realize that it is possible, because it is possible to win any single round in any given match.
So many rounds that FX have to put up. Probably going for the overtime's the more realistic target. But Frag eXecutors are here to win as well. Navi will be hoping that this timeout won't break their momentum that they've got going on. 8 rounds without dropping a single one. It's a very formidable T side that they're putting in here on Dust. 2. Navi sat back down. FX all in position. We should be able to get this match back underway here any second.
And the game
there we go.
is unpaused.
And let's watch Markelov from the start. And obviously, aside from Pasha, that last round was an eco for Frag eXecutors. So this time we will see them with weapons. And they have to pull off something. As the early flashes go into B tunnels, Markelov will be covering the exit from there.
Neo is going for the early pick right now in middle. He's playing very aggressively with that AWP on Kawak. Just hoping to catch someone from Navi off guard and open up the round for them. Pasha also peeking middle, but Markelov takes Taz out in the B tunnels where he was trying to push.
And Neo might just have himself an opportunity. Oh, and he's looked away just... And I think it's Zeus there. Zeus? Yeah. Just as Zeus peeked. Neo looked away. Flash around from Catwalk. As those AWPs ring out, grenade will go up there onto Neo. And they start to push in. Lord and Pasha ringing up the frags. 4 versus 3.
Kuben also picks up Xenia in B tunnels. But Zeus with a big frag onto Neo. And we're down to a 2 versus 3. Starix right now holding the bomb in B tunnels while his teammate is on top of it. It'll be interesting to see if he's actually going to take the bomb B. And Zeus with a kill onto Lord makes it a 2 versus 2.
This is such an amazing play from Navi. Already losing a fair amount of health.
But they are onto Navi right now. And Kuben's already running towards the B bomb site.
But bomb is planted. Starix in a 2 versus 1 situation, and Kuben will run in, and surely he's going to be able to get the defuse before Zeus can even get there. And he's holding on to that defuse already, and there's finally a round for Frag eXecutors. Pasha finishes off the round with that AWP kill. It's 14-10, and maybe we have game on.
That is very possible. Now, by far the biggest thing for Frag eXecutors is to win this round. Because if they were to lose this round, their next round would be such a weak bye that it would be very hard for them to come back and force an overtime anymore.
Pasha not getting the shot that he wanted through the doors. It's a fairly standard start to the round from Navi. Slow and calm. And they're just baiting there, trying to get the man to peak a little bit more aggressively on Catwalk. Pasha has been hit, and he's down to less than half health. And where is Kuben? CT spawn, maybe? Yeah, no, he's in pit at the end of long 8.
And Navi's working their way up Catwalk right now. Not sure if they actually want to fake it or they actually want to go there. And it looks like Edward and is it Markelov? Edward and Markelov are actually running towards T spawn to go all the way back to B. So Zeus is probably going to try to fake Cat here in a little bit, and he takes out Lord. Also shuts Neo down to 22 health. Pasha has also been hit down to 48, and it looks like FX will probably just have to risk this round. Try to overstack either B or A. And here's the push for B. Oh. And 3 simultaneous kills for Frag eXecutors. 2 from Starix, 1 from Markelov. Leave Kuben in a 1 versus 5 situation. And we just talked about the money situation in the FX camp right now. And it's just terrible. And Kuben really has to save this weapon, and a nice kill on Markelov.
Now, if he wants it.
But he doesn't go for it. He knows the entire team is going to be rushing him, and AWP simply doesn't shoot fast enough. And there Kuben with another kill on the Zeus. And a third.
One to Starix. Nicely done by Kuben to keep himself alive. And surely they're going to find out where he is. Kuben will take down Xenia as well. Last man alive is Edward with an AWP. He won't risk that one. And despite Kuben staying alive, the score is of course 15-10. It's match point to Navi, and they've got 5 rounds to pick up this final one that they need. So close to victory.
All they need is 1 out of 5, and this round it has to be at least a 66% chance for them to win with the way the money situation is. It's become the 2-time back-to-back IEM champs.
Certainly looks that way. Let's see what Navi's round has in store for us. Deagle with Taz, Deagle with Lord, Famas on Neo. The other 2 from FX have M4s. And it seems like they've left long.
That is exactly where Navi is going.
Mercy of Navi.
And they're currently reading FX perfectly. Zeus is making a lot of great calls for his team.
There goes the push. They've done some damage to Lord, not enough, but these grenades will surely be deadly. Xenia takes down Kuben. The ball is rolling for Navi as this bomb is now going to get planted, and of course FX have to make a move. We've got Pasha coming from e.sport. 3 then moving up on catwalk. And they've planted for long. Very wise decision, considering that Markelov is still alive and kicking. Neo takes down Starix. There is Zeus on Goose, and he manages to get to Edward up close, and Zeus will finish it off, and Navi will win the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship. Back-to-back champions for the first time in the Intel Extreme Masters history. Amazing, amazing play. They win it 2-0 after a 16-12 win on Train and 16-10 here on Dust 2. And Lurpis, they showed us today that they deserve to lift that cup once again.
They definitely did. And Navi has gotten only better as the tournament progressed. They started off a little shaky, lost to Lions on Tuscan, tied SK, but they've simply gotten better every single day here pretty much. And that's something they did. And that's something they did last year too. They would always have shaky starts to tournaments, even dropping maps in group stages. But then when it mattered the most, they always showed up to play.
And that second place for Frag eXecutors will probably hit them quite hard. We saw yesterday, after their game against SK Gaming, so much emotion from FX, as we did from SK actually. I'm sure you guys at home have all seen the videos by now. But really, Navi once again just proving that all those doubters when they finished in that 4th position at the Intel Extreme Masters European Championships were wrong. They practiced hard. They had a tough schedule coming into this event, and all that hard work has now paid off, and they will get to lift the cup. And they'll have their name underneath their name for the Season 5. Obviously after winning last year's title against Fnatic in the Grand Final. And the first time, as I mentioned before, in the history of the Intel Extreme Masters, do we have a back-to-back champion in 2 games. Incredible.
It is. But we also have to take a look at Frag eXecutors' history here. They now have 2 second-place finishes and a win.
And a win. Yeah, they are by far the most formed team, if you want to call it that, in the Intel Extreme Masters. And as I mentioned, it's a hard loss for them. They have done well in this tournament every single season. And it just must be quite terrible to lose it in that state. I mean, 16-10. It could have been a lot worse for them, actually. We saw Navi on such a big roll. At one point, it was 8-0 before we saw that timeout coming in. And then they won the first round, but they just couldn't quite get started on their CT side. And the same on Train, actually. The hard side just didn't click for them.
Yeah, Frag eXecutors are definitely not happy about this, but give it a week or 2 and they're actually going to realize that they still play second with all the world's best teams here. So it's still a great achievement for the team.
It is indeed. Lurpis, thank you very much for joining us here at the Intel Extreme Masters. It's been an absolute pleasure. And coming up next here on stream will be, of course, the winner's ceremony. But first, we're going to a quick advertisement break. Don't go anywhere.
So, und wir befinden uns hier immer noch auf der C-Bit in Halle 23. Es ist das letzte Spiel gewesen in Counter-Strike 1.6. Natürlich gibt es auch hier eine Winner-Ceremony. Ja, und wer darf da natürlich nicht fehlen? Michał Blichatz. Und bitte großen Applaus für Carmack und den Product Manager der ESL.
All right, well. Fantastic final. 2 last year's champions have made history. We've got Shane Rafa Hendrickson defending the title in Quake Live, and we've got the defending champions coming in and winning again. The Ukrainians, the crazy bunch from the Ukraine. But let's talk about that in a couple of minutes. For the last time today, let's bring onto the stage our VIPs, the people behind the brands that make this show possible, obviously. Mr. George Wu from Intel, my very dear friend. The marketing manager from Razer as well, sorry, marketing director from Razer, Bernard Hammond. Give them a big round of applause, please. What a wonderful season this was. Bernard, you've been with us for one season. Your impressions?
It's been great. It's been great. You just saw this was esports at its best. The way Navi came back on map number 2 was fantastic gaming. They were the champions. It's really great.
George, I know you're tired of working with me, but say something about this season from Intel's perspective.
Well, it's been a great season, like I said earlier on the other awards. But, you know, it's been a long season, and I think it's been very successful. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. And, you know, pretty much thank you for coming out.
All right. That's it from our partners. I think it's time to take a look at who will be the medalist winners. And in third place, the Danes, the Danish Dynamite team, MTW. And the check for third place awarded by George Wu. All right, and now it's time to bring out the one-time Intel Extreme Masters champions whose name is the first one written on the trophy. The team, if memory serves correctly, the only one team who has been in 3 final matches of the Intel Extreme Masters. Let's welcome to the stage my dear friends from Poland, Frag eXecutors. Here's the check from George Wu. $17,000 goes to Frag eXecutors. All right, and it is time now to bring out to the stage the craziest and the happiest people on the planet right now. Let's bring out the defending champions and the 2011 Intel Extreme Masters champions for Counter-Strike, Team Navi from Ukraine! Now for my final duty this season. As with previous decoration ceremonies, I will hide the microphone and I will award the winners their rightfully earned trophy. to look to its rightful owners, rightful new old owners. These guys will have 2 of those in the trophy cabinet. There's nothing else to do for me than to announce this season close. We've started in 2006. This is 2011. 5th season is over. No, it's not an anniversary. Wow. Senya, stop messing with me. Anyway, everyone, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for enjoying it. I would like to thank all the teams, all the participants, all the winners, all the fans, everybody that got involved. I also would like to thank personally to each and every single person in the ESL crew for their valiant efforts, for your hard work and dedication in bringing this tournament to millions and millions of happy esports fans. I would like to thank our partners Intel, our global suppliers Razer. Keep supporting esports, guys. We love you and we hope you love us. Thank you very much.